Today, I get way too comfortable on camera.
Do you have any bookers?
I decide I need to take mobility training. And we discover our sheathing looks like it was the victim of a mob hit.
Yeah, it's a cool transition.
Hey, I'm Greg, and you've heard my spiel before. We're renovating an old motel in the Black Hills, and we're bringing you along. I'm not doing the entire intro because you've heard it. Anyway, big news. Well, kind of big news. Maybe a little bit of big news. We got approved. 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 Yeah! Approved, approved, approved. In case you didn't understand what that was, we got approved. I need to do more cardio. What did we get approved for? We finally got our construction permit approved. That's right. I was so excited. I was getting to the point where I was expecting that I'd just be working into perpetuity on this now 15-page thing. The drawings are 4 pages. The actual description and the permit and everything else have now numbered into the 15 pages. I'm not gonna show it all to you because nobody wants to see that. I didn't even expect to have a response from the inspector this time around come back so quick. So I sent off another version of the permit, sent it on Friday, got it back on Monday. And the only thing that it said was, your permit has been approved. It was so understated. So understated, I felt like they should have little fireworks shooting out of the screen, but nope. So, we paid our permit dues, which, considering how much time and energy we put into it and how much time and energy the inspectors put into it, probably really inexpensive. So, the permit has been approved. We can start putting up walls. This video is actually 2 visits. I found some footage that I don't know where it came from, but I know it was before one of the other videos. If you look on the exterior of the building, we still have stucco in that video. That meant that our guys had not yet gotten approval to start putting up walls.
Do you have any bookers?
Okay. We came back to the building. Checking the progress. We got holes in the floor.
It's amazing. It smells so good.
So one thing when you get excited about having holes in your floor.
Well, you can see all your joists.
So we've gone through and we've replaced some rotted joists.
Yeah.
But replaced the rotted out corner of the building.
Yeah.
So they're making good progress on getting rid of the rot that makes a major difference. You can smell.
Oh, smells so much better.
You can smell the difference. So they've ripped up and they've gained access to remove all the plumbing, and they're setting up for putting in new water lines, new electrical. We're leaving these ancient water heaters because they have asbestos insulation in them and you can't touch them anymore.
So they're gonna be relics underneath the floor.
And then the other one,
All the way down there.
all the way down here. It's really dark too. Maybe when things get bopping along, I'll see if I can see a manufacturer, what year it was put in.
From 56 or whatever.
1956. So, all in all, it looks really great. I never thought I'd be excited about a completely empty building.
It's amazing to see the transformation when it goes from, you know, just a little bit done to it looks terrible because there's stuff everywhere to this, which is so neat and so nice, and can see everything that's gonna happen and get taken out and all the stuff you find that they did before.
They had original air conditioning units, and so we're gonna have to repair some of that.
Yeah, yeah. So.
Repair, repair, repair.
The things that you find when you open up the walls. You never know what you're gonna find until you open up all the walls.
And then you do, and you get excited about an empty building.
Yeah, it looks amazing. All the progress that they've made, and you can see it all starting to take shape. And yeah, we're people who like looking at it there.
We like empty interiors.
Yeah.
This is pretty crazy here too. You look at the water line that they sent in, and they've got like this tree of copper pipe coming in and going all sorts of crazy directions.
Yeah, it's neat to see all the stuff that is underneath or up above.
Or up above. You have no,
Stacks and stuff.
this is the kind of thing that you don't get to see inside a real house because it's all covered with sheetrock.
Yeah.
So those are toilet vent stacks that you're looking at, the PVC going through the.
How exciting is that?
You know, I get excited about toilet vent stacks now.
Yeah.
So you still okay doing a motel, or do you want to do a bowling alley?
It would be nice, eh?
It would work as a bowling alley.
Yeah. Oh, it looks amazing. So excited.
So I'm trying to not long arm it too much because I don't want to fall into the hole.
Yeah, please don't fall into the hole.
Don't fall into the
I
hole.
like you in one piece, undamaged.
Well, you don't want an exciting trip to the hospital.
Yeah, that's what we should do on our Sunday.
Uh-huh.
Go to the hospital.
I like how we have to have a fire extinguisher. Well,
Hey, safety first, man. Safety first.
Safety first. That's the interior on that little trip that we took out just to go see the interior of the building. So there's all new studs in the front of the building. So anything that was rotted out is completely replaced. We had a couple of instances where the original build cut through floor joists. I don't know why they did that, because they were cutting through floor joists in order to put gas lines in. So there was a span of about 10 beams that needed to be replaced for big old massive cuts in the floor joists. And then everything under the first unit's tub was completely rotted out, and we needed to replace that anyway. So if you can see, all of those joists are brand spanking new. Video 2 is about 3 weeks later, and I only know that because the timestamp on the video. Anyway, let's see some progress.
Yeah, so most of this looks the same from the last time that we brought everybody here. Just a little bit different.
Got our big trench of doom still.
Yeah.
So
There's the things that we're just gonna close up and pretend that don't exist, like the old water heaters.
I would like to point out that there is grass left over from when they built the motel. So this grass is like 75 years old and it's dried out.
And the water heaters that aren't gonna be moved.
Old scary water heaters.
Yep, so they're gonna just exist forever underneath the floor, never to be seen again.
So let's do an adventure here. Hang on to the camera for a minute.
What are you doing? Oh, hold on. Let me flip up your.
Coming down.
I'm not going down.
Trench with me. Still smells a little bit like old motel down here.
I'm sure it does. That's where the musky part is.
That's where the musky part is. So
Watch your head.
we have the old motel trench that was cut into the ground. This is the old water supply line. I wonder if we've got some old treasure down here somewhere that we're just missing out on. So this is the old access, which we will have to reuse when we finally get everything closed up. But hopefully, now that it's brand new and updated, it won't have to be accessed that much. We have original windows that are going to stay down here. So, A.O. Smith, which if you go out and look into your garage, you probably have an A.O. Smith water heater. And now I'm gonna get out of my dungeon.
Let's watch him do this. Let's see, how do you do?
All better?
All right, so the big change this time around is no stucco.
Oh, it's so much better. And super bright soffits that have been painted nice bright white so that when you come and you check in, it's nice and well lit and the light reflects so you don't feel like you're walking into a dungeon. It's gonna be nice and friendly to welcome you.
We're trying to avoid the dungeon feel.
It'll be bright white, and then we're gonna have navy, so a nice dark navy trim all around the doors and around the windows, and a navy gutter, and then a bright yellow door.
The features of original shiplap are
Not holes.
not holes that you can see right into the building.
That's awesome.
Building's already wrapped. You guys are gonna have to take down the last of the stucco. The last of the stucco. And then we're going to have a new window. If you look at old photos of the building, it has a window here. And if you had no wrap, there would be a window here. But it faces towards... Trees are blocking it, but you can see Spearfish Mountain. Or is that Lookout Peak? That's Lookout Peak. I know where I live. And we pulled out the old water heater. It's almost brand new. It's on a really stable surface. That'll be fixed. How you doing, Bebe?
Alright.
Feeling a little bit of ownership about the building?
Sure. Yeah, whenever you break a sweat, it feels like you're contributing a little bit. Also, when you bend wrong, when your back hurts.
And your back says,
Because you're not young anymore.
no, don't bend me like this.
Your physical therapist is like, don't do that.
Don't bend over that way.
The weeding fiend.
Weeding fiend. That's it.
We're going to get numbers, and then I want to spray paint them navy so they match the trim.
You don't want them to be gold like the hardware?
No, because the doors are going to be yellow, and so the gold, because I want to match it on the door so that it's easy to tell what room you're in. Remember when we went to that motel up in Sandpoint? It was like, they were supposed to be like super trendy, and they were using like leather patches, like nails to the side of the door.
We stayed at a place that was very, very nice.
Inside was great.
Inside was great, but
Customer service was good.
the room numbers were designed to look like Post-its that were stuck to the outside of the building. It didn't work.
It didn't work. You couldn't see your
You
room.
couldn't see the number.
Yeah, so you want to make it really easy. You want the number to stand out. When they drove up, they need to be able to see exactly where they're going.
I love it. The guys are using the back of the door for notes.
Might as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Not needed for anything else.
The doors are going to the dump because
Yeah.
they're completely shot.
Yeah.
Some of them aren't even flat anymore. That door has a sweet spot.
How much are you gonna miss these dead bulbs?
I'm not gonna miss them one bit. When you spend a lot of time on the computer doing stuff that requires a lot of computer work,
Yeah.
which unfortunately is a reality, come see the real thing.
Part of the work, yeah.
Like this. Oh.
So nice. It's not even checking up on the work or anything. It's just seeing the progress of what you're working towards.
Yeah, it's just giving yourself that extra
Yeah.
kick in the pants.
Like today we got to see the soffits all painted white, and that was really exciting.
And you got to see all of the stucco removed. because
Yes, that was so rewarding.
If you remember, we had a bunch of stucco that would cut your knuckles every time you'd open a
It
door.
was very-
All of the walls are down. Almost all of the electrical lines have been removed. We've got all the plumbing out. We essentially have an empty building. That means now that we've got the approval for the construction permit, we can start putting up walls pretty quick. There's gonna be a couple of things that we need to do before that, preparing for water main installation so that we can run a new water main, also a water main for a fire suppression system into the building. And then from there, we get to start building. I almost never thought that that would happen. But for now, I'm just gonna say thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a good one. When I grew up, it was called a honey bucket. I like the Dakota dumper.